Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's Galaxy, and today's video I actually want to tell you guys how I got into Call of Duty, or I guess not really gaming in general, because I used to play games before I got into Call of Duty completely, like fully into Call of Duty. But today I just kind of wanted to tell you guys how that all happened and how it's been. I don't know, how long has it been? It's been close to like 15 years, I think. Probably more around like 12. I think my whatever, let's just go ahead and get into it. I hope you guys do enjoy the gameplay that's going on behind the video as well. If you guys are new to the stream, we are getting close to hitting 1,000 subscribers. We're only a couple hundred away, so if you guys wouldn't mind hitting that sub button, I would appreciate it very, very much. Now, let's go ahead and get into the story of how I started playing Call of Duty. So like I said, I had been playing video games before. I had always kind of played sports video games growing up. I had a PlayStation 2. I loved Madden, loved MLB The Show. I guess it wasn't The Show. I guess there was other baseball video games. It was like The Bigs. That was a really good one. I played NHL a lot. I loved video games like that. So growing up, it was definitely sports video games for me. And then eventually I played baseball like my whole life, all the way through college. But when I was, around 12 years old, I joined a new travel ball team, in the fall one year. And on this travel ball team, I had started playing on. I had a couple friends who I would go and stay the night at their house a couple of times. And there was a few times where we had played, Call of Duty, because they all had Xboxes, and they had Call of Duty, and that was the games that they were into. That was what they played. So we played it a couple of times. I was obviously like really, really bad. I remember the first game I played was Modern Warfare 3. The I used to play Infected a lot. Infected was a goated game back then. I mean, it still is a goated game mode, but very goated. And so I used to play MW3 Infected. I remember I would obviously get like 2 or 3 kills and think I was amazing, at my friend's house, just like at sleepovers and stuff. And I remember like I wanted every weekend that we had a tournament, I wanted to go and sleep over at their house so I could play Xbox, so I could play Call of Duty, because they all had it and I didn't have an Xbox yet. Like I said, I still had the PlayStation 2, so I was just waiting. Um, I had asked, about a year had went by pretty much, and I had asked, like my mom. I was like, please, like I want an Xbox. I would love to play Call of Duty. And at first she didn't want to, because I wasn't. I was at keeping in mind, this is like 2012. I was 12 or 13 years old. Um, so she didn't want me to have a game like that. I was like, listen, this is what I do when I go to my friend's house on the weekend. I play this game. It's so much fun. We all play it. Kept trying to talk her into it. Couple of weeks, maybe months went by, and I guess she had talked to some of the other moms on the team, and then eventually, about a year later, during Christmas, I actually opened an Xbox for Christmas, and that was amazing. My mom told me that all the other moms on the team threw in a little bit of money to get me an Xbox. I don't know if that was true, but if it is, thank you to all those other moms so much. It kickstarted a huge journey of mine that I've always like ever since that day. I've always wanted to do this, and so yeah, I got an Xbox in it would have been 2012. So the December of 2012, I believe, I would have gotten an Xbox. I would have been 12 years old. The first game that I had was Modern Warfare 3. Black Ops 2 actually came out in 2012, so I ended up getting Black Ops 2 like 2 weeks after Christmas, maybe a week after Christmas. So I didn't play Black Ops 2 like completely off rip. The first game obviously was MW3. That was so much fun, and then ended up going into BO2. And then after MW3 and BO2, the next game that I got actually was 2 months later for my birthday in February. My brother actually got me COD 4. So I in 2012 I went So I got my Xbox in December of 2012. First game MW3. Then in the very end of December 2012 got BO2, and then very beginning of 2013 I got COD 4 and started playing that. So I played all three of those games and kind of rotated. And then after that, I ended up getting every COD game pretty much not simultaneously, but like, once every now and then, like I would pretty much get a different one, because obviously I still had like OG ones that I was missing. I still had World at War, Modern Warfare 2 that I didn't play, um, and then the new ones that were going to come out. Obviously, I got all the new ones, and then eventually ended up getting the old ones that I still needed, and started playing them. I obviously didn't make content at first, because I would have been like 13 or 14 at this point, like 2 years in to gaming. I remember watching Ali A, and I mean, obviously there's so many other people that I watch. He was just like one of the main ones that I remember at the beginning, that like really made me want to do content. And then when I was probably 14 or 15, this is around 2015, I remember I wanted to, that's when I decided I wanted to do content. I was still in high school. I would have been like a sophomore, maybe a freshman or a sophomore in high school. And I really didn't want like anyone to find out. So I decided I would just wait. Like I wasn't going to start making content. I didn't really have a way to make content. I had it like, we'll get to that in a second. But I didn't want to start making content and then people at my school find out, because I was embarrassed like that. So I waited until I graduated. But for those like couple of years that I knew I wanted to do that, it really, like, I wanted to do it so bad. But in 2018 is when I started actually making content. So that's the year I graduated high school. Um I do remember the first time I tried to record videos. I didn't want to upload them, like I said, just for the reason I said. But I do remember trying to record videos. I didn't have any, like, no setup or no like equipment to do that. I had like my Xbox, my TV in my room, and then I had an iPad that I tried to set up and like record the TV screen, and it was horrible. Like you could barely see anything. I remember that was like the first time I ever tried to record anything. And then obviously, um, later on down the line, when I started making content, I ended up, like, the first thing I ended up doing was streaming off of the console. So I would stream off of the Xbox, and that's pretty much how I started content. And that would have been in World War II. So World War II came out at the end of 2017. And then my first video I uploaded would have been, I guess, it would have been, I guess, December of 2017. So technically, I guess 2018, pretty much. Um, but and then now we're here, like 7 or 8 years. I don't even know how long has it been? It's 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 20, like 8 years later, we're right here. Obviously, I still have a lot of progress that I'd like to make, and that's why I would love for you guys to hit that sub button and help us hit 1,000. But I'm curious, just tell me a little bit, if you guys don't mind, drop a little bit of lore about how you got into Call of Duty, or if you don't play COD, if how you got into gaming in general, down in the comments. Obviously, don't leave a book, but paraphrase or something. Leave a little comment down below, because I'd love to read them and see how you guys got into this stuff. But that's probably gonna do it for the video. I hope you guys do enjoy. I'm uploading this on a Wednesday. Because I missed a couple of uploads during the beginning of the year, and I'm trying to make up for them. So for the next week or two, I'll probably do an upload on Wednesday and Sunday, and the weekend. So just be on the lookout for that, and I will make sure to hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.